Guys, we are officially back. After 6, maybe 7 months, we are back to make some free money. Welcome back to the grind. This is the Money Line Grind. If you've been here for a while, you probably haven't been here for a while. You know the drill though. We've made money before. Free picks for everybody. I do this just for fun. I enjoy doing the research and helping people get money. It's kind of cool when people send you messages and say, "Hey, thanks," or they send you their slip. They took your picks and made a parlay, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you guys do end up getting some free money here, give me a shout out online so we can make more people free money. It's great feeling to watch these athletes go out there while we sit on the couch, drink beer, and make a little bit of money as well. If you're new here, that's kind of what we do. Free picks, NFL season, NBA season. We've been doing this for 3 years. Started with just an audio only podcast, but I'm happy to say every single month that we've put out picks, we have been profitable every single month. We've had some losing weeks. We've had some bad losing streaks. In fact, last season, we didn't finish that strong in the NFL. We started off hot up until week three. I think in week three, we might have hit 7 bets. But we started off hot and then we really fizzled out, just kind of breaking even on the bets, but making, hitting some bets that were plus money. We were saved a little bit, as you see here. We had 8.4 units that we made. That doesn't include the parlays that I put out. So we really only track the single bets because I am a proponent, I'm a believer that you just stack the single bets. It's called grind for a reason because we're just going to stack units. We have a minus 160 pick to start off. Both picks are juiced today. I have 2 picks for you and a parlay of the day. Both picks are juiced because we're trying to get us 1.2 units, 1.5 units going into the later games of the week because there's a lot of games going on and there's a lot of parlays and parlays, props, and trying to choose our best 5 each week, including the Thursday games, the Monday games, all that good stuff. Let's go over some stuff though. 8.4 units last year doesn't include the parlays. The parlays definitely saved us some months. We did hit a plus 1700 parlay last season. This is FanDuel, so I'm sure we've hit. I don't have these cool graphics on other books. We use about 5 books, but these are just what I did strictly on FanDuel plus 1700 lay last year. And then we were like the top 18% in Garrett Wilson betters. So we did well with him. We had him red. Not so much this season. New situation. We were good with Washington Commanders. We were top 22% of all Washington Commander betters. But these are just FanDuel, so I could be much worse if we include other books, or I could be a wizard. I could be a wizard at betting on Washington. But this season, we're setting the goal at 25 units on our single bets. Parlays don't count. They don't get tracked. We will celebrate them. We will post them. I always suggest half a unit or less on those. And my unit size this season is going to be $20. So, like I said, you're going to see a bunch of juice bets here. But sometimes I throw a parlay of the day. Sometimes we rock the ladder. 2024 NBA season, we did the ladder 7 days successfully. I said I'm banking it. We banked it. We turned $15 into 2,000 in 1 week. I won 2 more days after that, but I had banked it, and then I would have theoretically lost on the 10th day, which would have been I might have stopped betting if that happened. So I was very happy. I took the money off the table after day 7. But anyway, let's get into it. Here we go. Starting off, juice bet minus 160 on ESPN bet. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles minus 6.5. This is an alt line, of course, against the Cowboys. We have the defending champs coming in versus the most disappointing franchise in all of sports in the last 30 years. We have a healthy Saquon Barkley, but I'll give it a retooled Cowboys offense in a sense. We do have the addition of Pickens, who can be explosive at times, but overall, I do smell blood in the water for Dak Prescott. Of course, injury last season. His last game was November 3rd. So he hasn't played at all in 2025. And prior to going into the game versus Atlanta, which was his last game of the season, he had 4 games in a row where he threw 2 interceptions. So that's concerning because he was stinking it up when he's healthy. It's hard to think he's going to come back and play very well versus the defending champs. First game back in 10 months. So that's going to be very difficult. I do smell blood in the water there. Last time these two teams faced was week 17. So of course the Cowboys had already tucked their season, but Dallas Dackless Dallas lost 41-7. So we don't need that much of a beatdown, but I like the champs going into this, starting off their season 1-0. And then our second bet, like I said, we're looking to just really stack units, especially early on, so that we can double down. We can put 2 units, 3 units on certain bets, and maybe include, you know, wow, like last season in the NBA, I took Nick Richards for plus 1,000 as a regular single suggestion and a hit. So imagine getting, 10 units in one hit. And that you can only really risk that if you build up this bankroll because the goal is to be profitable. Anyway, talking so much because I missed you guys. Saquon, 90 or more yards, minus 134 on DraftKings. The defending offensive MVP last season, a record-breaking, spectacular year for Barkley. He says he's 100% healthy, and I like that versus a team he's had previous success against. Like I said, Week 17, Cowboys had already tucked it by then, but he did average 5.4 yards a carry that game for 167 yards, and you just can't ignore that. They could not take him down, and you have to believe there's some type of mental confidence going in for him. But at the same time, Cowboys could be juiced up thinking, hey, all right, you're not going to do that to us again. Over 90 yards in 9 of his last 11 regular season games. If you want to include the playoffs, it's 5. I'm so sorry. Yep, it's 13 out of 16 if you include the playoffs. I like the O-line. I like the running back. I like that they've already shown us they have great chemistry together. And I like the fact that they're going against a dwindling Cowboys defense who might look lost out there. I can see the Cowboys defense, that line, jumping the gun a few times and just putting them in better situations where it's a no-brainer. You're going to run the ball with Saquon Barkley and get your new set of downs. There you have it. My 2 picks. I think we go 2-0. I guess we'll call it a sweep, but really in the NFL, it has to be a week sweep. But we do celebrate the daily sweeps, even if we go 2-0 and stack a couple of units here. As promised earlier, I do have a 4-leg parlay. This is like with a 30% boost. $10 on this. Like I said, we don't track this, but hey, I like this. I like Dallas Goedert for an anytime touchdown. We were good at that last season, actually, betting anytime touchdowns. I like Saquon Barkley getting his line over 95.5 rushing yards. I like the Philadelphia Eagles -7. Even if that pushes, you could still win the parlay. And I do not like Dak Prescott throwing the ball, even though he does have a new explosive option. And I do think Pickens might even get over his receiving yards line. But I don't think Dak Prescott is throwing over 244.5 yards. $10 on this bet wins you 136. Best of luck tonight. I'm actually thinking about putting out a short of a futures parlay that is like 8. My prediction of 8 division winners is like $15 for like, I don't know, I think several thousand. I haven't looked at it in a while, but it's nuts. So I might put that short out during the day. I'm getting this out at like midnight. It's already about 1. So hopefully by 2 this is out Eastern Standard Time. Best of luck. Let's get this money.